The Anioma state we are looking for is currently ensconced in Delta State. Delta State is one of the Niger Delta states. Now, that is the richest part of Nigeria in terms of oil and gas. So even if you were to divide the state into two parts, if Anioma goes, the real Delta will remain, or Delta will remain, or to quote Senator Ede Dafinone, Etiop State will remain, or Urobo State will remain with their cousins and all that. Both states will still be viable. Now, the last allocation Delta State government got was 128 billion. That is the highest in Nigeria. Even if you were to bifurcate it into two, divide it into two, that's about 60 billion, thereabouts, either way, is still viable. And Anioma has something that most other states don't have. We have Asaba, a capital that is already there, so we don't have to build a new government house. We don't have to build a new commissioner's quarters. There are many higher institutions around there. There are courts there, both magistrate court, high courts there. So it's not as if we're building a state capital from the scratch. No, Anioma is already up and running. Asaba is already up and running. Then our greatest point in Anioma is the human resource. Can you talk about journalism in Nigeria today without talking about Anioma? Can you talk about banking in Nigeria today without talking about Anioma? I can go on and on. Anioma is ready to run. We are viable. We have oil. We have gas. Internally generated revenue is also one of the highest in Nigeria, outside Lagos and Ogun State. And our demand has been the longest standing demand. I don't know how old you ladies are. I'm told it's bad manners to ask ladies their age. But I'm 61. The struggle has been on since 71 years ago. I recall when I was still in my teens, my father would drag me to the car for an Anioma meeting. And I would keep saying to myself, oh, this thing is boring and all that. I never knew God was preparing me for a day like this. Anioma is ready to go. It's the 6th Igbo state, and you both agree with me that the Igbos have had a short end of the stick in Nigeria. Beginning from 1881, the Ekumeku War, it took the British 31 years to conquer my people. And so we're punished for it. And it's also continuing the Civil War, which the Igbos, we're Igbos, we don't apologize. We are predominantly Igbos, but you find some people in the state who don't speak Igbo. Yes, I'm the first to admit that. Like the Onukomis, like some part of Kwale. But the bulk and majority of Anioma people in Aniocha North and South, Oshimili North and South, Ika North East, Ika South, Ndokwa East, Ndokwa West, and Okwani will speak Igbo. And one of us works for you here, Oji Ogbe. She speaks Igbo regularly. She's an Igbo girl. She won't deny that.
So how would the creation of Anioma State address the issue of underrepresentation of the Anioma people in the national arena?
As it is today, there are 6 zones in Nigeria. It's only the Southeast that has only 5 states. My brothers in the Northwest have 7. It's like some Nigerians have 2 heads. I think everybody should have only 1 head, because that would be a very ugly sight to look at. So we are simply calling on the government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to equalize all the zones. Make every zone in Nigeria 7 states. We're not saying take back from the Northwest, no. Just equalize the state. That means the Southeast will have 2. Anioma will be 1 because we are ready to go. And then between Anim State, Aba State, Adada State, Etiti State, Orashi State, Olu State, create another state for the Igbos in the Southeast so that every zone in Nigeria has 7 states. Then let us go to 2027 and see how Asiwaju will not come back. Our senator, distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko, for people who don't know him, this is his picture. I don't know if your camera could catch it. He didn't start the struggle, but the man who started the struggle is Chief Dennis Osadebe. It's like a relay race. Chief Dennis Osadebe started it along with his grandfather, along with people like Nosike Ikpo, Jojo Rewa, Humphrey Werebo, you know. And so the last leg of the relay race is up to him. And Senator Ned has done very well. I'll tell you how. There are 109 senators in Nigeria. 90 of them have already approved Anioma State. Senator Ned Nwoko has been funding this project from his pocket. Now you're wondering how Senator Ned Nwoko came about such money. It's easy. Himself and Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala, who also is Anioma and has done so much for Nigeria, helped Nigeria recover so much funds, running into hundreds of millions of dollars under Obasanjo. Ned does not work for the government, so as a lawyer, he's entitled to his commission. Okonjo-Iweala was working for the government at the time, so she was not entitled to any commission. It's part of what Ned was paid that he's using for the struggle. That is what this indefatigable, audacious, sagacious senator is going about. All we are simply saying is the 90 over 109, which Anioma has already scored in the Senate, which has gone through the first reading, the second reading. We're waiting for the third reading. We've just gone through the committee stage at Uyo and Enugu. We're calling on the 365 members of the House of Reps to do what they have done. And I also use this opportunity to thank the Senate President. Let me remove my cap. Thank you very much for the support you've given Anioma. Please don't get tired. You are married to an Igbo woman and called Unoma, and Unoma and Anioma mean the same thing. Goodness. The goodness and mercy of the Lord shall follow Nigeria. So it's a spiritual thing. Don't forget that we are Igbos. We were given the worst end of the stick during the war. My people came out to welcome the federal troops into Asaba with dancing, powder. They were killed. So like in the Bible, the blood of Abel, the blood of the Igbos who were slaughtered during the Civil War and during the Ekumeko War is calling for justice. Make Anioma State the 6th Igbo state in Nigeria, and the federation will be balanced. Right now, whether I like Asiwaju Bola Tinubu are president or not, he has made the states more liquid. He even said yesterday that the governor should begin to spend more money in the rural areas. So there's money now to create states around every zone. So we are appealing, we are begging for Anioma State. And by the special grace of God, under the leadership of the indefatigable, audacious, and sagacious Senator Ned Nwoko, whose grandfather started this struggle along with Ojiba Ahaba, Dennis Osadebe gave us the state. We are ready to run. And one Anioma's son did something yesterday, Tony Elumelu. He gave a guarantee to Lagos State government for food, 25 billion. So he asked us, 25 billion naira, to a state that is not from. What will a Tony Elumelu and a Jimovia do if you give us Anioma State? You don't think they will do a lot more than 25 billion naira? I know them and I think so, and I know so.
Okay. So what cultural significance does the creation of Anioma State hold for your people, and how do you think it will impact their identity, their sense of belonging?
Easy. First and foremost, if you ask any Nigerian youth, the greatest problem they're facing now is unemployment. If you create a new state, you create jobs. You create more local governments. Now, usually when you create a new state, when Edo Delta were created in 1991, civil servants were given the option of either retiring with a fat bonus or going to the state of your origin. I see that happening again. I see many youths being employed. If many youths are employed, security in that area will be better. Because like late Chief Mko Abiola would normally say, if you remove hunger from poverty, it becomes more bearable. So you create more jobs with that, that's one. You reduce crime, that's two. Kidnapping and murder and all that will go away. Thirdly, you will be reflating the economy because you have to build Asaba. You don't have to build anything in Asaba. It's already up and running. But the local governments, headquarters like Iseluku, like Obiaruku, like Kwale, like Akuku Ibu, I can go on like the publisher's place, Awoyibu. You will have to build more buildings there because you'll be creating more local government. Now, what happens when you're building? Contractors will have to employ the locals. People have to supply cement, supply water, supply gravel. Women will have to supply the food for the workers to eat. Pure water people will also have to supply all that. Now, while they are doing all that, nobody's going to talk about crime. Everybody will be hailing Asiwaju. Everybody will be hailing the PC. Particularly the Igbos, who we believe Asiwaju loves, and is about to equalize all the zones.
How are you addressing potential boundary disputes or resource sharing disagreements that might arise from excising Anioma out of Delta State?
That's a very good question. The first step is to get the state created. At this stage, we're not interested in whether we're in the southwest. We've been in the western region before in Anioma. We're comfortable. Whether we're in the southeast. Me, I'm already in the southeast. Can you see from what I'm wearing? Isiago is for Igbo Achiever. Me, I'm already in the southeast. Whether you take us to the north central, some Anioma people are from Asaba, for example. Some of them, a good number of them, owe their origin to Kogi State. So if you like to take me to north central, I don't mind. Give me Anioma State. After I give you all the state, there will be a second referendum to determine which people want to join in. Igbanke, for example, wants to join in. Ekpon wants to join in. Onitsha, I'm hearing small, Kali, that they want to come because we're always the children. So it's a matter of boundary adjustments based on referendum conducted by INEC. So it's a fair process. It's not Nedwoko going to drag Ibanke people or going to drag Ekpon people or going to drag Onitsha people. No, it's a referendum. Where do you want to stay? And don't forget that self-identity is important. Personally, I'm tired of filling from Delta State, Delta State, Delta State. I hope this year when I'm filling the next term, I can fill Anioma State as my state of origin. And I have God, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Akpabio, the Senate President, the Speaker of the House, and my